I've seen a couple of days ago that some people went even as far as willing to pay for the PvE arena runs, which actually gave me the idea itself for this video, because at the end of it you are going to realize that there is absolutely no need to pay for something like this whatsoever. So basically, what's the idea here? I have prepared 4 characters already for a arena itself. Now I went to level them up to level 10 because the time, not the time actually, the minimal level required to enter the PvE arena itself is level 10, so they cannot enter before that level. This basically anyone can do. Literally it took me 17 minutes for each one of them to get them to level 10, so basically I've spent maybe a little bit over an hour to leveling them up for this. You can go as far as keeping them forever level 10, or if you just don't care enough, you can just level them only from the PvE itself that is going to give them EXP wise, which you are going to see. So the base idea is here, with them being the small level, to drop the overall level of the mobs themselves, and therefore made the run a lot easier for the highest level character, or in a case when you want to go alone, which you're going to see that it's going to drop the levels quite a bit, and therefore make the whole run easier to solo and eventually get people interested to trying to do them alone without paying them or relying on somebody's help, because the main idea for this is that you go PvE whenever you feel like and whenever you can, without relying on somebody's help and waiting on anybody. So that's personally been my main issue when I leveled PvE soul level back in 2017, so I just said it, you know what, not worth waiting, so I'm just gonna do it myself. And it took me about 34 or 35 days, but it usually takes you 32 to 33 days, as this bar soul EXP is not going to fill in 2 or 3 days completely so that you can level. So basically for 30 levels you need about 32 or 33 days, so don't bother around that too much. That's just how the mechanic of this works. So basically let's just do the run and see how fast and easy this actually is. Okay, so I'm going to use my hard fire buff as a timer, and I'm going to move them aside here so they don't die, just to, you know, make it all better visible. But even if some of them dies, doesn't really matter, doesn't really change anything, right? Yeah, good, my monk is in front. Okay, so let's see how fast this goes. Now what I used to do is always, just to prep myself ahead, is to go at their very place of spawning, which is about here. And you can see that already they are level 83, not level 88, which they would be if I were to just go alone with my monk. So at the very least it's going to drop you 5 levels, and it's going to help you a lot. But yeah, basically for rounds 3 and 8 always go back to the NPC, because it's just going to be way easier to control the mobs area and to basically easier protect the NPC alone. But yeah, basically you can see how fast it is. I do personally this, you don't have to go at their respawn place, but I just prefer to go to make it faster. And you can see it's really smooth. So this is a boss round. Boss spawns even earlier because he comes all the way from this room up here. And you can see already round 5. They spawn around here, yep. Like, it may seem that 5 levels isn't much, but when you try to solo it on your current level, you're going to see actually big difference how much mobs will hit you harder and how much more health they will have. So decreasing their level on purpose is going to help you way more. You can see already round 7. Basically this is just cleaning up. So remember, around those 2 pillars, between this one and this one, is their respawn place, or just go slowly until you spot where they respawn, because there is a couple of pillars. So I think this is a 3rd pillar from behind, or 4th pillar, yeah. So when you pass around 4th pillar, there is their spawn place, very easy to remember. And now for round 8 we go back. Also very important is to not mistake. Do not level them, not level them, that's normal that you're not going to want to level them, but do not team them together with your character, because they're just going to take away your EXP and they are going to get unwanted EXP. So if you do it, already do it completely on your own. Okay, I think this is Gunwich level, so basically, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and this 4th one, yeah. So when you pass around the 4th pillars is where they're just in front, that is, of the 4th, those statues, pillars, whatever this is. So basically that's their respawn place. And Tiger is going to come from this direction. Yep. And we need to use this refresh pill to escape this stun. Okay, pretty good. Mushroom guard and all those drops we don't need, because this is just a speedrunning. And there we go. At around 5 minutes, it's completely done. Now, of course, some might say that this may not be the best showcase because my monk is a little bit more advanced than the arena itself should be in normal circumstances with the lower level and lower equipment. However, all of that can balance itself out, because it all depends how well you are equipped for a certain level. Now, I did spot that the frequency when the mobs are the hardest is between when they are level 40 up to level 70. On those levels, for some reason, they hit really hard, like up to level 40, well, if their spawn level, that is level 40, they are not going to really hit all that hard, but after level 40 up to level 70 they hit really hard, so that could be also the case. And you can see that they did level up, but it is okay, because that's going to happen eventually and you cannot really do much about it. But 1 or 2 or maybe heck even 5 levels if you level up from this, it's not going to present all that big of a problem. So we have seen that the level was 83 in total. So how does this work with our math logic that everybody thinks how the levels of mob spawn work actually? So let's take for example, we had 4 level 10s, that's 40 plus my monk is 88, should be number 128, divided on 5 members, average level should be 25.6 level. However, the level was 83, so we are going to divide 83 with this number. So let's get 83 divided by 25.6. We get that the power is increased, well, the level is increased 3 times more than it actually should be by when you do the average math. So the same application goes for PvP arena. This is why when you have a lot of, let's say, level 70s in the one room and the other is full of 80s, the mobs and tree itself is regardless like level 83 or 84 and not in the low level 70s, and that is why, because they have added a multiplier which adds up to certain difficulties so that the run is not stupidly easy. So hopefully this did debunk how the levels work, how you can do the runs, and as we can see, let's just check which level they are. So they are level 11. So if you do this with this base, and if you just leave the EXP to gain only from doing PVE, they are not going to hit most likely over level 20, like there is no doubt about that. So basically they are going to stay about that level. But yeah, hopefully this cleaned up some of the, let's say, difficulties, and people find it easier now to do PvE arena, because you literally saw you have to make yourself, the run itself, easier, because if you don't, nobody's going to make it easier for you. And with that being said, as always, like, share and subscribe. Also turn on the post notifications, as the shorts and videos may come up or out at some different times. Basically, even I myself don't know when I'm going to post anymore. But yeah, I will see you in the next video or in the next short, whatever happens first, and until then, be good.